Change is gonna come. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Change is gonna come. Changes is gonna come. Yeah. There's a road up ahead, got my face towards the sun. 'Cause I believe that one day change is gonna come. See it through till the end, find the strength to carry on. I believe we'll rise above. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come.
He's ready.
Changes is gonna come. Changes.
The boys and I are off to the beach. We're going to set Declan up on the kite. He's going to go kiting, and Ivan and I are going to go for a run. We're going to do some repeats up and down the sand dune. Not his favourite activity. He's getting whipped into action. Watch this space.
Change is gonna come. Something good is upon the horizon. I can see a new sun. Change is gonna come. Something good is upon the horizon. Change is gonna come. And maybe tonight.
This is Rob, and I'm Rachel, and these are our boys, Finn, Declan, and Ivan. We have sailed our catamaran Javelo across the Pacific Ocean. We would love it if you join us for the adventure.
But it's alright. I'm already home. This is right. I don't have to know where I wanna go, 'cause this way is my home.
November is well and truly alive and kicking along the Ningaloo coast, enveloping us in its daily dose of southwest winds between 15 and 30 knots. And that's being generous, because more often than not it's above the 20 mark. We know this because we've been anchored here for the last month, waiting for a change in conditions long enough to allow us to continue our journey south. Foolishly, we ignored one such window. However, that change allowed our friends on Chasing Eden to sneak down from Tantabiddi to join us, restoring their wholesomeness and freshly baked sourdough bread to our lives. Our time has not been wasted, however. When we haven't been snorkeling the reef searching for shark cleaning stations, we've been getting to know every intimate detail of the 2-kilometre walk/run between the anchorage and Coral Bay Township, the campsite of which was home to Uber YouTubers Sailing La Vagabonde merely weeks before our arrival. The campsite is emptying out now as school holidays come to an end, but at the Coral Bay Research Station work is in full swing. The marine scientists hope to reverse the negative changes occurring on the reef. We joined them to hear about their project Reef Song.
So yesterday on our return from clothes washing with the boys, we were hitching a ride, and a couple of scientists picked us up, and they very kindly, we found out what they were doing, and they said we could come along. Last night they were setting traps, light traps, on the reef to capture fish. They want to catch little sample fish, with the idea of dropping those sample fish back into some man-made structures that they've dropped into the open sandy areas to study how the fish will then reproduce, I guess. We are now in the research station, separating out all the shrimps and the worms and the parasites, and trying to find the fish. There's not many fish there, but that's cool actually, very interesting.
So now you want to pour all of that good stuff in here.
We're from AIMS, which is the Australian Institute of Marine Science, based in Perth, and we're here up at Coral Bay Research Station doing some research as part of this project called Reef Song. And Reef Song is going to be working up here at Coral Bay for the next sort of 4.5 to 5 years, and we've set up a series of artificial patch reefs out on the reef, and we've got sort of those set up in groups of 3. And so one of them is going to be an acoustic treatment. So we've got these sort of big bongo drum looking things that will go out and they'll play healthy reef noise, and we'll play that noise to see if we can increase the number of fishes that are coming back to the reef. And we're also doing, as you've seen this morning, light trapping, which attract all the baby fishes into them. We come back here, we sort out those little baby fishes and then keep them in our aquarium trailer for a few days before we put them back out onto the reef, and see if we, by physically taking fish and putting them onto those patch reefs and increasing the number of fishes out there, that we can in turn increase the growth and health of the corals that they're associated with.
Why?
Why? Well, coral reefs are undergoing some massive pressures for a whole host of different reasons, whether or not it's to do with climate change on a regional global scale, or if it's on a smaller scale, you're looking at, say, fishing pressures, depending on what area you're in. So coral reefs...
Pollution, I guess.
Yep,
Plastic.
and plastic, but also things like noise pollution. Boats produce a lot of noise, so they're different places, there are different pressures, and the idea is to help build coral reef resilience, and we're looking for different methods to be able to do that, and this is potentially one method that builds into a suite of technologies and traditional methods that might help build that resilience.
Yeah, so it's a big effort. As you can see, we've got the acoustic team, we've got the fish trapping team, and between us we're all sort of working away.
Acoustic, what's the acoustic coral sound like?
So it sounds like a lot of crackles and snaps and pops.
Like everything we ever hear on our GoPro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was the fish actually, but...
So that's mostly all the little snapping shrimp that live in amongst the coral.
Yeah.
That's that sort of snapping and crackling noise. And then you've also got the grunts and the noises of all the little damselfish out there. So if you go out onto the reef and you see the schools of damselfish and you swim down and just sort of cruise through them on snorkel and just listen, you'll hear them all making little grunting noises.
Yeah.
And so the new fish that come back to the reef can use those noises to sort of locate healthy reefs and where they would like to live and sort of settle back onto the reef. So one of the problems we have is that when reefs degrade, that noise goes away, and suddenly the fishes don't have that sound cue that they can use to find those healthy reefs. Okay. So one of the things we're doing is playing that healthy reef noise and seeing if we can, on a bigger scale, bring in fishes using those sort of cues.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
The results of Project Reef Song remain to be seen. Unfortunately, we won't be around to see the changes firsthand because a change in the weather signals our chance to leave the bay. In the early hours of the morning, with a freshly cleaned prop, we slipped out of Coral Bay to resume our journey south.
Howdy folks, we 4:30, we're just up anchored, we're just at the South Passage, which is south of Coral Bay. We are sailing out on the Genoa out through the gap. This is the South Passage that we came in on about a month ago. We're breaking waves right across the passage. I can't see what the sea state's doing now because it's pitch black, but we know that it's between 1 and 1.2, 1.3 metre swell, which is fine for going out through the passage. But there's 15, 18 knots of breeze. We've got a 50-mile journey to either Cuvier or Red Bluff. 50 to 60 miles depending which anchorage we make. We've got a southeasterly, which is great, allowing us to head south a bit, and hopefully it'll be a good sailing breeze. A bit wild and woolly, a little bit windy, and it's a little bit dark, and you kind of, it's interesting.
I feel just like a sailboat. Don't know where I'm headed, but she can't make the wind blow from a sailboat. I've seen the sun, felt the rain on my skin.
So chasing Eden, left at similar time to us this morning, but they were a bit further up the anchorage. Caught them, and it's all good.
So it is, what time is it, Rob?
It's afternoon.
It's the afternoon of our escape from Coral Bay. 4 escape from Coral Bay. We've had a lovely day actually, lovely day of sailing. It was a bit nauseating in the beginning because we're not used to moving and it was quite bouncy. And a lot of spray, and then the wind dropped out. We motored for a little bit and then we've been sailing for the last, at least 3 hours. We've got 2 boats with us just off our port side and we're almost, well, 10 miles off Cape Cuvier, where we're going to stay the night. Am I right? Is that where we're stopping?
We're aiming for Cape Cuvier.
We're just happy, lovely as it was in Coral Bay,
Very
just to
nice.
be going south again, or just to be out and about, going somewhere. Beautiful day, as I said.
Now you may not know this, but I was up at 4:15 this morning. Got the anchor up by myself, got the sails up.
You may
went
not
out
know this,
through-
but I edit every video by myself. You're nothing special, Robert.
It's a beautiful day.
We're gonna fish. I think it's a big one, and we might lose all our line.
Whoa!
Boys are gonna bring in the genoa, slow us down, so we can bring the fish in.
Yeah, so I bet tighten it up, try and stop it. Taking all the line.
Left.
Man,
Put a little
I
line
think
to
it's a
pull
good sized
in.
tuna or a mackerel.
Let's hope it's a bluefin tuna. Not a skippy.
Well, I didn't go, no, tuna usually go a bit deeper, don't they? So this could be a mackerel. Here comes the surface. What is that?
That's a little shark, is it?
Oh no, it's tuna. Oh, beautiful little tuna.
What kind of tuna?
Could be a bluefin by the look of it. Oh, it's a bluey, yeah.
Whoa! Sushi! Good size.
You got it.
Oh, the bag there.
That's right, that's right. You'll keep it away from him. Okay, well done, mate.
I'm out in the waves and I'm hoping and praying. Please let this wind blow me home. And night after night there's an empty horizon. My God, do I feel so alone. Sometimes like
Well, it's been a long day. Early start, and it's about 9 o'clock in the evening. We are just approaching about less than half a mile from our anchorage at Cuvier. Cape Cuvier, I think it is. You won't be able to see it, it's really dark, but we can see cliffs along here where we're just about to hit. I don't trip the anchor very soon, but I'm really looking forward to tomorrow morning how it's going to look up there. I suspect it's pretty impressive. Are you excited, Rachel?
I am. I can hardly contain myself.
You're on the edge of your seat, I can see.
I am.
If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, give us a thumbs up, and best of all, share it. It helps us heaps.
come on, he needed so bad.